Okay, all you Viking owners, I'm going to show you what happened to my Viking where the ice formed when the dipstick blew. So first of all, it happened in this nipple that's underneath this line right down here. So what we got to do, I'm going to actually drill out that nipple just a little bit because we think there may be a burr at the bottom of it. But anyway, you got to remove, to get this cover off, and there's a Allen bolt way down in here, so you got to remove this plug, and if you just insert a screwdriver underneath in there to get the tab, I've already done it, and that's just on loose, so you'll pull that off. Then you got to loosen this Allen bolt down here, and then there's a hose clamp on here holding on. I've already loosened that, so now I'm going to try and get it off. Okay. There we go. Give it a little twist, and off she comes. Now, to remove this hose, obviously, you're just going to get a set of, well, I may be able to do it with my, oh yeah, I think I can get it with my hands. There we go. So, now I'm just going to, if I feel down in here, underneath, it's not, it's a little rough, so it's possible that, you know, had it been a little smoother, it might have not formed, but might not be the case. So we're just going to drill that out just a little bit, and I'm going to see if I can't smooth it out under the in the bottom. So I pulled actually that whole top breather section off. It's just a little dirty in here, so I'm going to give this a little clean. Oop. And it appears that after inspecting it, and I know it's not going to be a good view. Maybe if I get a, just let me get a flashlight going here. So, yeah, I know you can't see well, but there's a little hole down there. A little bit of a burr, but I don't think it's anything that would have caused the, I got the top of the air box off, and this is the nipple right in here where the water froze. I checked the inside, there's no, you can't see very well. But I checked the inside. I thought it might have been burred, which would have allowed the water to sit against something and freeze, but it seemed pretty good. I drilled it out just a shade larger. I don't know if that'll help, but we'll see. And I'm going to take, I think the next step is going to be to put a vent, cut a slit in one of those tubes, and which I'll run like that for the winter time. And then in the summer I'll just replace it with a brand new tube, and then I'll just swap it out. It's not hard, just a couple of each hose just has a couple of these things on each end, so you just pop it off. So it won't be difficult to change it in and out twice a year if I have to. For a little peace of mind, I think it's well worth it until they come up with a permanent fix. So anyway, I'm going to go and reinstall that. And when you do it, there's a hose clamp underneath, which is a little bit of a bugger to get to. And then there's on the top part here, you got the Allen bolt, and then there's a hose clamp there, and then that's going to sit on top. So I'll go and put that back together, and once I make the mods to the hoses, I'll show you what that is. Okay, so I've got it all back together, and here's the mod. So that's about what, 3/4 of an inch long or so, right down in that hose, which sits right on top of there. Just secure that back. Oh, put that clamp back on, and everything else is good. I think a couple of these hoses were routed to the wrong direction, but anyway, I got everything tightened up now. I got my hose clamps on. I got that Allen bolt underneath there tightened. Everything's good. I'll order that hose next week and replace it once the weather is consistently 0 or above, and we should be good to go. It's in there now. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just once it warms up, I'll put some silicone in there underneath it, and then it'll just bond it to the metal. Okay, well, that's pretty tight. So I got all my hoses back on. Like I say, this is the one. So the lower nipple, you follow it back, comes to the side of the head there, and that's the one that created the vent. So we'll do that, and my friend said that they will come out with a fix right now, or he anticipates they'll come out with a fix. Right now they're still looking at it, but like anything, nothing happens fast when you're dealing with a corporation, and the engineers, when they were building this thing, couldn't really figure it out, I guess, with all the cold, the conditions that it would be driven in for the cold weather. But he was also saying that they had the same issue with some rhinos in the past. So anyway, no harm, no foul. It's all good, and we'll get, like I say, I'll just change out that hose come the spring, and then put this one back on in the fall, and I got no problem with that. It'll just be interesting to see how much oil residue ends up all over the place. Anyway, we'll have a look at that, and I'll know in a week and a half when I take it back up to Mont Laurier. Anyway, thanks for watching.